Macca's Guides.
Hey everyone, Macca here playing Sniper Elite Resistance. Welcome back to our Collectibles guide. We finish off the game with mission 8, and if you found the guide useful, I would appreciate a like on the video if you think I deserve it. Super thanks are also enabled for those who want to go above and beyond. From the starting location of the mission, you can find 2 stone eagles quite easily. One is on the large building kind of directly in front of you on the far left corner of the building. You should be able to spot this one, but you will end up getting closer to it if you have trouble. Additionally, further off on the far right-hand corner of the map, you'll notice a big building in the back. It looks a little bit like a bunker. And off behind it to the right-hand side, there is kind of a control tower. I think there's a light on top of it, and the stone eagle rests on top of that.
See? Easy.
From here, we can also grab our first classified document. This one's hard to miss because you have to go down this ladder to actually start the mission. And as soon as you go down the ladder, you'll notice the door. You'll go through that door and find the document inside. You pretty much have to go through this room, I believe, to make progress. We'll start by moving forward from where we spawned, and we'll be tackling this map in a counterclockwise motion. In this big building directly in front of you, again, I've taken out all of the enemies as I always do. Your game will probably have some enemy activity in here. In the far right corner on the main floor, if you're entering from this side, you'll find a item there. And then if you head up the stairs in the opposite corner, you'll find a further staircase that takes you to a side kind of walkway scaffold thing that hangs off the side of the building. You can find some weapons here, but you can also find your poster for the mission. From the previous location, if you're standing on the train tracks, kind of in the middle of the map, you can notice that there's a bunker. There's a huge wall that separates the middle of the map, and the only way to get through that wall is to use these little stations that have a bunker at the very top. So this is the station closest to the original spawn, and if you go to the bottom of it, instead of going up the ladder, grab the item. This is our final hidden item of the game. We'll then grab a few collectibles in this kind of wasteland near the bottom right corner of the map. And there's a bunch of enemies. There's also an optional objective here you can take care of. But on the far right side, on the end of a path, you'll notice this kind of burned out building. You can jump through the window to head upstairs to find another staircase to get to the top floor. And on the top floor, you can find a bunch of weapons as well as a personal letter. Across the street from the previous collectible, as you work your way down the road, on the left-hand side, you'll notice yet another small little dilapidated barn-type building. And for this one, we're going to have to head inside. To do that, you can find some vines that you can climb on the outside. This leads to a ledge that you can shimmy across. Once you shimmy across the ledge, you can pull yourself up into the attic. Once in the attic, you can break down some boards, either using a crowbar or your hands. And then as you drop down the ladder, you should find the pistol workbench inside. Now we kind of end up near the middle of the map and pay very close attention as to where we are. I mentioned that those bunkers line the wall that separates the map, and those bunkers are numbered. This is bunker number 2. Inside of bunker number 2, just go ahead on the top floor on a desk near the entrance. You'll find a document. Grab that. We then move on to the next bunker near the kind of far right-hand side of the map. Again, these are the bunkers that are at the top of the walls that separate the map. They are numbered, and this is bunker number 1. There are 2 things we'll grab here, so let's start with the personal letter. Similar to the last bunker, it's found on a desk inside of the top floor of the bunker. Additionally, though, we can grab our final stone eagle as it's pretty close by with a great vantage point. Stand on the balcony near the bunker. I'll show you on the map exactly where I am and where the stone eagle is. I'm looking kind of towards the northeast. And here, if you follow the kind of rock line, you'll notice a pillar from what maybe was a bridge. On top of that, a stone eagle. If you followed along, that's your last one in the game, unlocking an achievement or trophy. I've then made my way down the bunker and into the lower part of the battlefield here. In the far right corner near this outpost, or the little kind of watchtower, you can find a campfire for the Eastern Railyard. We're going to continue our journey counterclockwise around the map as the main objective in the middle of the map ends the mission, so we'll do that last. I'll end up here, and here, if you use your binoculars, you should be able to mark the officer, which ends up being the kill list. And for this target, you need to take them out using the explosive tank that they are close to. You can either use non-lethal rounds to knock them unconscious, or sneak up and knock them out, or if you want to be patient, you can just wait until they stand near the tank. Now, for the purpose of the video, I wanted to make it quick. I'm going to pacify them, which will render them unconscious. I can then carry them, throw them near the explosive tank, and then shoot the tank to kill them, and that is the fastest and easiest way to complete the target. That is our final target, but targets do not unlock an achievement or trophy. Additionally, in the small hut near the railroad tracks next to the target, you can find a personal letter. Continuing counterclockwise along the outside of the map, a little bit further down on this kind of train yard area, you'll find this small building in between some larger buildings. If you enter through the door on the right-hand side, as soon as you get to the building, you'll find classified document number 3. Sorry, a little bit too much commentary in the last 2 days. But let's go ahead and continue westward. You'll notice this bigger building on the edge of the map near a corner that you can't, go further. It's on the boundaries of the map. Let's go ahead and get inside. I'll label this as Collectible 14 and 15 as they're so close together. I want you to be able to find both of them in this next room. Head through the doorway, up the stairs, across the little gap, and in this room, you'll find a document as well as an SMG workbench. Make sure you grab both before you leave. Very close to our previous collectible, if you just head down the stairs out of the warehouse we were just in, you'll notice a 2-story building with a ladder on the outside. And at the bottom of the ladder, there is a satchel charge. Feel free to grab that if you want. But we're going to be heading upstairs, and there is a key that you can use to get through the door. It should be on a nearby officer. Just for the purposes of keeping it short and sweet, my officer ran away and was really far away, so getting the key didn't really result in a good clip, so I'm just going to use the satchel charge instead. Again, you can find it at the bottom of the ladder I used to climb up. You can shoot the satchel charge to get inside, finding a personal letter. Our final starting location of the game is called the Bombed Factory. It's kind of here near the very far left of the map. We've almost done a full rotation on the outside. Make sure you grab this, as if you are playing for authentic difficulty, this may be a useful location to start at. A reminder that there is no achievement or trophy tied to this, but it does help you with your completion. Last but not least, we can finish off the mission with the huge building in the middle, which is our main objective. I've taken care of all of the enemies, as I usually do, and if you're entering from this side, go ahead and go up the train tracks and look to the right-hand side. You're going to go through the door in the middle of the kind of warehouse, and you'll find a small staircase that leads to the second floor. On the second floor, you'll find a personal letter, our final one of the game, unlocking an achievement or trophy. There are 2 more things we can grab here, though, our final document and our final workbench of the game, both also unlocking an achievement or trophy. Go to the middle of this giant building, and you'll find a staircase that leads up to the circular room in the middle. This is the control room that you interact with to basically end the mission. In here, there is often an officer that has a key, but we're just going to use a satchel charge. If you go towards the kind of southeastern corner of the building, you can either use that key or the satchel charge to break into this building, or this room rather. Inside that room, you can find document number 1 and rifle workbench. These are our final 2 collectibles of this mission, bringing us to 19 out of 19. There is a mission 9 that takes place after this mission, but it doesn't actually have any collectibles. Make sure you also grab the workbench. This should unlock a bunch of in-game challenges as well, which do raise your in-game rank. Thanks for watching. I hope the video was helpful. Special thanks to everyone on Patreon for supporting the show, and hopefully I see you soon. Peace.